Okay. Well, thanks everybody for joining us, taking some time out of your night to do a little bit of training. So I'm going to actually do some introductions. So if you guys can kind of get ready to talk, I'm going to ask that you just share, obviously your name, where you're from, why you got started, and what you would do with your first $500 paycheck. So just think about those things. You can write it down if you want to. But I would just wanted to share my story a little bit with you guys. So I am Candace and I am an advanced director out of Midland, Michigan. I'm actually originally from Saginaw. We moved out here to Midland about 4 years ago. I have been selling Pampered Chef for going on probably, I think it's 16 years in September. So just over 15 years, about 15 and a half years, I've been selling Pampered Chef. I kind of started, I was really young when I started, actually. I think I was 21 and didn't we did the cooking parties. I didn't have a whole lot of friends or anybody that cooked yet. So but my aunt sold and she had a party for me. My husband and I went to a party and he kind of talked me, I think, into Pampered Chef more than I was kind of ready to do that. I actually failed public speaking 3 times in high school. First time that I ever had a party, I tried to, I wrote everything down that I was going to say, and it was just an absolute mess. But anyways, here I am 15 years later. My why throughout all the years has changed all the time. And you'll notice, the longer that you sell it, the more your why is gonna change. Sometimes you don't really have a reason why you're selling it. And sometimes you have a really big why. So more recently for myself, because I was actually working full time as a practice manager at a vascular health clinic and I did vascular ultrasound. So I was doing that for about 6 years alongside Pampered Chef. And it was nice for a long time. I just kind of stuck with Pampered Chef my goal was just to earn a trip every single year. And then that's kind of what I did until, COVID happened and we went virtual. And pretty much since we went virtual, I think everyone's businesses have just really skyrocketed. Mainly because the amount of people that we can reach is much greater, right? So when we were doing in-home cooking parties, the most you could probably do is I guess 60 shows if you're going to do 2 every single day, but that's highly unlikely. And most people aren't going to, let you in your home and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, virtual kind of took off. And, for my more personal reasons, I've kind of stuck with Pampered Chef and built it up over the last year or 2, year and a half, just because of some personal issues that I have at home. And I decided that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I just kind of share all of that because depends on, what you're doing right now. This really goes alongside with everything that you're doing. We're really busy, even working from home. Sometimes now I don't understand where all the time goes, but I run around a lot, taking kids places. My youngest son is in travel sports and I'm on the board for baseball. And so we just stay very, very busy. But the nice thing with this is that it's all online, it's automated, and you can kind of just do it with everything that you're doing. And it works really well. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I mean, Bridget, if you want to just share a little bit about yourself and why you decided to start selling Pampered Chef.
Hi, everyone. I'm Bridget Wall. I am in Ocala, Florida. I'm a senior director. I've been with Pampered Chef since September of 2019. And I started for the kit and said, I'll give it a try. So gave it a try, haven't looked back. Again, like Candace said, my why has changed probably multiple times. It was just let's try it and see, and it turned into, this is some okay, money to help bridge the gaps between, my husband's paychecks and that kind of stuff. Then it turned into our sole moneymaker, and it allowed my husband to quit a company he hated. He liked his job, but he hated the company. So for about a year, we didn't have that income, and this was it. Then, it just became, I want to earn a trip every year, and it allows me to connect to people across everywhere that I never would have been able to meet. but it also has allowed me the freedom of not having to have an outside of the house job and able to help family when they need it. I've moved like 16,000 people in the last 365 days. And it's just been great.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to just go down the line. We'll go Brianna next. So it was, again, just your name, why you decided to start selling Pampered Chef, and what you would do with your first 5 months.
My name is Brianna Nagy. I just started. I've known Pampered Chef pretty much almost my whole life. I had an in-home party when I was in high school and had enough sales where I earned their free pots and pans that year. The why is just extra income, and then like spend it on me and my girls. I have 2 kids. One's 15, one's 8, and I am an infant teacher at La Petite Academy. I've been there for almost 3 years now. And yeah, and the kit, it was like a really good deal. So I said, why not? So I'd give it a try.
Awesome.
I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. Sorry.
Okay.
And I'm from Missouri. So yeah.
Awesome. I love Tennessee.
We love it here. My husband's in military, so that's why we moved here, because he got stationed down here. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we'll go to Jacqueline next.
Hello. I look terrible because I didn't know we were having a meeting, so I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
Anyway, I started to make some extra money. I sold my house in Indiana before it even went on the market, and was able to pay off all my debt. So I became debt free. And my cousins here in Texas, they travel a lot because they're retired and she has leukemia. So they said, why don't you come stay here and you can watch the house and the chickens, and at the time the cows, and just help us cook and clean a little bit. And so it was kind of a win-win. And I've been trying to study to get my medical coding degree so I can work from home. I am enjoying Pampered Chef though a lot. And it's just been a little slow lately, but I also have not put the time into it. So.
Okay. How long have you been selling?
Since the end of February.
Okay.
So still in my 90 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Almost to that knife set.
All right. Then we'll go to Robin. You can, I don't know if she can unmute. We'll see.
Hello. So I'm Robin. I am from Wyandotte, Michigan. I signed up at the beginning of April. I haven't done a whole lot with it yet so far. I've been just really busy and overwhelmed with a lot of other stuff. But my why is to make extra money to help out with bills and get caught up on some stuff. And I really like Pampered Chef stuff. I bought my kit because there was a bunch of things in there that I had on my wish list already. So I figured, why not? I'd get it a lot cheaper if I just bought the kit. So yeah, so hopefully I can get stuff situated and get my life together here so I can get on board and start doing what I got to do.
Yeah, awesome. All right. And then Janine.
Candace, can you tell me what the question is, or what the answers are, or whatever?
Just why you decided, what's your why? Like why you decided to get started, why you kind of are still selling, because I know you've been selling for a bit. But yeah, just kind of what keeps you going with Pampered Chef.
I started, sorry about my dog, of course. Stop. Sorry. I started selling in April of last year, and my why was because I was on, unfortunately, disability, and this helps pay for some of the bills. And I'm just hoping to be very successful at it like you are.
Aw,
And I'm from Chesaning, Michigan.
awesome. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for sharing. I know sometimes you get put on the spot when I ask you to share, but it just kind of helps me understand too, what everyone's kind of looking for. And I think I heard that for some extra cash is probably the main reason, why everyone has joined. When you first start, a lot of times it's for that extra cash. And then once you really get a taste of it and you get that extra cash, then you kind of build up to a little bit more, which is like what Bridget said, like earning trips and stuff like that. And then you might build up to a point where you're like, okay, now I've done that and I want to, make this my career or whatever the case may be. And some people, like I said, I did this for 15 years before I quit my full-time job. So, what I quit was a career that I went to school for. So it was, it's not like I just quit, a job that I could go get anywhere at any time. And so it took me a long time to kind of make that decision. But I just loved doing this so much. So I decided, what the heck, give it a shot. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys now just our fast track rewards, because I want to share with you the potential that you guys all have to earn some fast track stuff. Let me share my screen. I think that the company does a great job every month, no matter what. Even if you're out of these fast track rewards, there's still other rewards that we do offer each month when you sell a certain amount. So these ones are for your first 90 days. So your first $500 that you get in your first 30 days, you're going to get this whipped cream maker and the mini skinny scraper. And all of these just kind of accent your kit that you got. And then the bonus that we have right now. So if you did sign up anytime from May, and this is going to go all the way till July 31st. So if you have anybody that signs underneath you, this is what they're going to get. But in their first 30 days, if they get $1,250, they get this deluxe multi-cooker. That is almost $400. So that is a great deal. So imagine if you signed up, say you had the $49 kit, say you have a kit credit, you only signed up for like $24, and you have a potential to earn a $400 product. So that's a bonus if you do it within your first 30 days. Also with that, so say you did this in 30 days, you get both of these, but say you missed that 30-day mark in the first 90 days, this is all the time you can get this. This is the 2-quart enamel cast iron baker. I love this for brownies. Really, you can bake anything in it. I've done potatoes, a potato bake, a pasta bake, any of that kind of stuff. So I love the enameled cast iron baker. Then it kind of just keeps going. So, and this is a running total. So say like 1 month you had 1,250, and the next month you had another $1,000 or $1,250. So it's kind of like every $1,250 here. Then you're going to have that 10-inch stainless steel nonstick skillet that you get. This is about a $200 item that you can get for free when you get to that $2,500. And then this is what I think is awesome. And I have a lot of people ask me about getting the knife set, and even at half off, the knife set could be a little expensive. So just a little side note, if you have anybody interested in a knife set, you could always offer the business once they hit 5,000 in sales in the first 90 days, which is doable. They get the knife set for free. And that is, again, it's about a $400 item that they're going to get. And then when you add anybody to your team, so right now is, and you might be thinking like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. Why would I ask anybody else? It's always fun to learn what you're doing with a friend. So I always encourage people, if you know somebody right now who also likes Pampered Chef or is in some of the same situation as you, maybe they need some extra cash, or maybe they're just somebody that's like, they're always somebody who's looking for something to do, offer them to sell Pampered Chef with you. Then you guys can kind of learn together and do it all together. It's definitely more fun when you do it with a friend or even a family member. Like I said, my aunt sold. So for a while, her and I were doing it together. We would go to meetings together, and it's just always fun. So I definitely say, don't shy away from that. And when you recruit in your first 90 days, every recruit that you get, when they qualify, you get $100 cash. So lots of nice bonuses there. And then we definitely want to talk about directorship. So I think directorship is a super sweet spot, and definitely let your consultant who recruited you know if you would like to be trained as a leader. Because if you would like to be trained that way and you'd like to do this as, making significant amount of income, nope, then I would say ask them to train you definitely as a leader and work towards this fast track promotion as a director. With that, all you need to do is have 5 people underneath you. Each one of you would have 150 in sales, 5,000 in that same month, and you are going to get this $500 cash bonus along with all of our products that came out this past summer. You get all of those for free. You get $250 to spend on anything that you'd like in the catalog, and then a few other things. So definitely talk to your director if you're interested in that. But these cash bonuses, they really, can rack up over time. So is anybody like, whoa, those are pretty awesome? You can share in the comment or whatever if you are excited about any of those. But like I said, right now it's really a great time, mainly because we have that $49 kit too. So this month alone, asking a friend to join with you would be a really great thing. So let me go ahead and we're going to talk about just a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys have anybody have parties on their calendar yet? Brianna,
I do.
You do? Awesome. How many?
Yeah, I'm doing my launch party right now, but my friend is doing one in June for me. So yeah.
Awesome.
And then my sister signed up to do one, but she hasn't let me know when she wants to do it.
Okay.
So yeah.
We are going to talk in the meeting. So in the Dream Team page where I posted the link to do this, we are going to talk today about booking outside of the party. So if you don't have parties yet on your calendar, Jen Fullrod is going to share how to, get bookings outside of that. One of the things that we share a lot is the Franks list. So if you have anything to write with, you could write this down, but it really helps you create that list of who you can talk to. I mean, honestly, you can just literally go on your Facebook and just message. There is a national executive director, Steve Drapolsky, who we were at national conference one year, and he was telling me that he literally just started with A on his friends list and just, okay, it's, this week I'm going to ask all the A's and next week I'm going to ask all the B's and and he literally went through his entire friend list, asking every single person if they would host a party, man, woman, old, young, didn't matter. He asked everybody. And that's how he really filled up his calendar. So that's an idea for you. Or you can make this list, which, like I said, it's the Franks list, which is friends for F. So you might want to make a list of 10 friends that you have, relatives, 10 relatives, 10 acquaintances. So maybe that's just somebody from you go get your hair done there, or like they're not really like a friend of yours, but you kind of know them. Those would be your acquaintances. Neighbors, people you may have lived by when you were 4, they were your neighbor at one time. They count. You can write down, try to come up with 10, even your parents' neighbors or your aunt's neighbors. I don't care who they are, just write their names down. And then kids, if you have those, if you don't, maybe significant other, but people because of those family members. And that will create at least 50 people for you to contact. One of the things I want you to know is that not every single person is going to say yes, even though sometimes we get super excited and we're like, oh my gosh, everybody wants to have a Pampered Chef party. Why would they not? I kind of think that way about selling Pampered Chef. And I think that comes across sometimes. I don't understand, why would you not want to? I get all of this. You could get it too. So it's the same kind of thing with hosting. Obviously, being a host, they're going to get everything at a discount or free. And why would they not want to do that? It's super easy. But people will tell us no for whatever reason, and we will try to overcome those objections as to why they don't want to do it. Maybe they're just like, oh, I don't have much time. If that's what they say to you, then just say, hey, it's actually pretty simple. It'll take you about 10 minutes to invite people, and then I do the rest. And sometimes that helps get them, but sometimes people are they won't help us. But if you have a list of 50, at least 5 of those people are going to say yes. So the average is 1 in 10 people that you ask will say yes, that they will host a party. That is the average. So another thing that we do sometimes is play a game with ourselves, and we go for no. So you could even just mark it on a tally sheet on a piece of paper. We've done a game before where we just try to go for 100 no's. And so when people tell you no, you're like, okay, cool. Like I'm going for 100 no's, but along the way, you're going to get some yeses. And so it's kind of like a reverse psychology, but gets you asking more people. And then it kind of takes that burden off of if they say no, you're not like, ooh, okay. Because that does happen to us a lot. We might ask the 5 people that we thought for sure were going to say yes, and those ones might say no to us. And then we might just get discouraged. So I just encourage you to keep asking, and people will eventually say yes. Okay. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is just kind of share with you a PowerPoint that I've created. This is in the Dream Team page. So if you look for new consultant training, it is in there. But I'm going to go through it with you. And this is how to set up parties and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So let me get that up here. And so I can share my screen again. This is like all the nitty gritty things that you have to learn. We use a lot of different systems, and so this is how you'll use it. So when you come in here, when you get this PowerPoint, like I said, it's on the Dream Team page. If you've already done some of this, you can skip to whatever point you're at. For the sole purpose of the fact that I'm training on all of it, we're going to go through each one. I'm creating a business page. So when you create a business page, is actually going to be on Facebook. So you're going to just go to Facebook, go to the home page. And when you click, see this first picture over here, when you click pages, then this comes up and you're just going to click create new page. You'll also, when you click pages, once you have it created, that's where you're going to be able to find your page. So you see there, mine is called Candace's Rockin' Kitchen. When you're creating your pages, you don't want it to say Pampered Chef with Candace. You want it to, you can have your first name first, or you can name it something cool. There's a Flip Flop Chef. There's somebody who has that. So, come up with a unique name for your page. This one, obviously, we're going to try to get people to like our pages down the road, but the main thing we use the page for is just to stay out of Facebook jail. Okay. We use this as a kind of like a middle person. We set up our party, we link it to this business page. And then when we post our party, it posts through the business page. So it doesn't come through us. And it just kind of, if you're running a lot of shows, it's important to do this. If you haven't done this yet and say you have a party coming up really soon, it's okay. You could post it from your personal page for the first 1 or 2 shows that you do until you have this set up, but it is really quick and easy to do. You'll literally hit create, and then you just follow the steps that Facebook has for you. So the next thing that you want to do is set up for Post My Party. So I really, really encourage this for a couple weeks. We create a template for you so that you do not have to think too much about it. We're going to talk about how we want to change it a little bit. But when you're brand new, we just don't expect you to know everything that there is to know about Pampered Chef and how a Facebook party should be ran. And there's certain things that we put in there. And sometimes when you go to this template, you might be like, oh my gosh, this is posting 10 times a day. And that's too much. It's like we really figured out, like, for algorithm purposes, for the purpose of, putting in there a little bit about joining Pampered Chef, putting in there about having a party, putting in there about the product, but also games and things like that. So we've created it so that it's a fun party, but it also is informative and it just really works. So we really suggest that you use the Post My Party, and you're just going to go to postmyparty.com/pampered chef. If you go to postmyparty.com and you don't put the Pampered Chef in here, your trial is only going to be for 7 days. So really make sure you put Pampered Chef, and that's going to give you a 30-day trial for free. After that, it's going to be $9.95, and you can cancel it at any time. So you do not have to sign up for 6 months at a time. It's just going to be month to month, and at any time you can cancel it. Okay. But honestly, it's worth its weight in gold. Even if you only have one party a month, you really, Post My Party is the way to go. So you go there, you sign up for it. Once you've signed up, then you're going to go to the team page. So obviously I have my team in here, but you would just go to the Dream Team page, or if you're in my team, you go to the Comeback Crew. And when you're here, see this little search bar right here, or this little magnifying glass, you click that, type in Post My Party, enter, and then this is what's going to come up. The most recent template that we have, and you're literally just going to click on that template and it's going to say import. So when you click on that, this is what comes up. You hit import, it takes 2 seconds. Actually, when we had this before, we used to have to import every single one. And thankfully, Post My Party understood that that was way too hard and they made it super simple for us. So it literally takes like 2 seconds. We import that template, everything's there that we need. And then, this is actually what it kind of looks like. So I have, hopefully you guys understand my thought process when putting this together. But this is multiple different pictures here of as you click things, what they're going to look like. But this is what like the dashboard kind of looks like when you sign in. And this is where you can find templates when you're looking for them later on. Obviously, I have multiple ones here. If you just get started, you're only going to have one, so it won't be hard to find. So you'll click edit for that one, and you're going to go through and it's going to look like this. So as you can see here, this content rating is these little green checks. If you look at this little question mark right here, you can click that and it'll tell you what the content rating means. So a green check is like, you're good to go. This is a perfect post and there's no chance really that you might get in Facebook jail. Then sometimes there might be a yellow, I don't know if it's a yellow check mark. I think it might be a yellow check mark. So the yellow is kind of like caution. So if you're thinking like a stoplight, the caution is telling you like, well, it's okay. Like, enter at your own risk kind of thing. It's not super unique. And so it's telling you that might not be a great one. And then when you first start out and you get this template, there's going to be a big red circle like that with a line through it. And that's saying you really need to change this. So when you first download this template, you're just going to go through at this little green actions right here. You click that and you're going to edit each one. You don't have to change it a whole lot. Like this one says, good morning, happy Friday. My parties start on Fridays. Maybe you want to start a different day, or maybe you just want to take out happy Friday. Maybe you just want to say good morning, or, whatever it is unique to you, just change a couple words. I usually change something in the beginning of it. If I cannot think of any words myself, then I might look at the very end of the post and I might just add in, if you have any questions, message me privately or whatever the case may be, but just to add a little something different in it. And then after you do that, all you're going to do is there's a little save at the bottom and you're going to save it. So you actually have to do this for each and every single one. This is going to be the most time consuming thing that we're going to ask you to do. But once you have it done, each month, you don't have to really redo this. And it's going to work for every single one of your parties. So I want to point out where it says note, leave anything that you see that says host like this in a bracket. Whoops. Hold on. How do I go back? Anything that you see like that host right there in the bracket or the link, you want to leave those because, and I said I'll explain later, but when you do this, it's going to be for every single person's party. Okay. So you don't want to put, Sally and Sally's link in here when you're editing it, because then when you go to do somebody else's party, you'd have to edit it every single time. So these are almost like a hyperlink or something, I guess is the best way to explain it. But Post My Party, when they see this host or this link, when we set it up later and we tell it the host name and the link, it automatically puts their names in that spot, which is great because then again, we don't have to edit this for every single party. So once you edit it once, you're good to go until you have to change some specials the following month. All right. Any questions so far about anything? I can't see everybody, but if you have a question, shout it out. No? All right. So then from here, the next thing that we're going to go ahead and do, and honestly, I'm doing it in the order that I do it, but this is your business. So don't feel like you have to do it in this order. It's just how I do it. And it kind of, I'm the type of person that I work well with a system. And so I just kind of do the same exact thing every single time I set up a show. I start out with pamperedchef.com. I go there and I create a party. So if you haven't been to Pampered Chef yet, if you haven't been on the website, you're definitely going to want to go in there, look around. If you see this dash, this is a great thing to get started. If you are one of my consultants, I usually have you start getting those going within the first couple days. But Dash is got tons of training, more than any of us are going to be able to probably give you. And it is 24/7. So anytime you have a chance, you can go in there. You can work on something for 10 minutes, or you can, work on it for a lot longer, whatever, however much time you have, that's what where you can go. But for the sake of creating a party, you log in with your email and your password, or you can also use your consultant number. If you do not know how to find your consultant number, definitely ask your consultant about that. But again, you can always just log in with your email and your password, and it's going to look like this. So there's a couple places that you can go. Everything I'm going to kind of show you, there's multiple places that you can go. So over here, you can go right here where it says my parties and orders, and you can click on that, or you can go down here where it says see all parties and orders. So you have two options. So a lot of times people go right here, click parties and orders, and then this is what's going to come up. Of course, it's going to be a bigger screen for you, but just go ahead and click create party. And then from there, you're literally just going to put in exactly what it says. So it's going to ask you if it's a virtual party, you'll click that. It's going to ask you if it's a sorry, I was reading that. I get distracted easily, but it's going to ask you if it's a fundraiser or whatever. If it's not a fundraiser or a wedding shower or anything like that, just skip right by that, pick your date of the party, and then you're going to go ahead and pick the host name, type that in, first, last name. You'll need their email address, their phone number, and then their address for their house. And then you'll just hit create. Okay. So then once you hit create and everything, and I can pop into Pampered Chef website and kind of show you this all once I go through here and talk about it. But how to find the party links. There's two different ways. So one way is when you're signed in and you go to that parties and orders, show all your parties. This is what's going to come up. It'll show them all. And there's this little circle on the side here. When you click that, this comes up here, and you're just going to hit copy party page link. Or for the second option, when you're in the party, right down here where it says links, then you can go ahead and use the party page link. So there's a shop now link. Some people like to use that. I choose the party page link for a couple of reasons. It's super easy. It's super easy to remember. Like after you've been doing this for a while, you're going to be able to remember that party page link, or you are going to be able to remember the shop now link because it has that redirect and da 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 da. Also, what I found with the party page link is it's going to come up to the actual party page. It's going to say you are shopping on so-and-so's page, click shop now, and they'll click that. If you go to the party landing, it looks like you're on a consultant's website. And I have a lot of questions about that from customers, and they get super confused because they're worried they're not in their host party. So for those reasons, I personally like to use the party page link. I don't have a whole lot of questions when I'm asked that. It's always www.pamperedchef.com/party/ and then the host name and the date that the party is. This is what is automatically created by Pampered Chef. If you would like to, you can see where it says edit. You could edit it to be whatever you would like. I personally keep it exactly what Pampered Chef gives me, just because I know that that's not used for anybody else. And also with the date, it also helps me kind of keep things organized. So again, it's however you would like to do it. You can edit it to change it if you'd like to. Then the next thing that you want to do. So now we've kind of worked on Post My Party. We have that all set up. We have it ready to go. We set up our party on our Pampered Chef website. That's ready to go. Think of this as multiple different systems. Okay. So we have 3 systems that we work out of. Somehow they kind of all come together, but you do each of these things separately in each separate place. Okay. So now we're all done with Pampered Chef. Their website, we're not linking anything to it. We just leave it over there. Next thing you want to do is just go back, log into your Facebook. So you're going to be on the home screen. It looks like this over here. Again, two places that you can find out where to set up a group. It's the same thing is going to come up no matter where you click it. And you're going to either have this little, it looks like 3 people with a circle around it. You can click there. It'll take you to your groups, or again, right under where we had the pages before, you can click groups. This is what's going to come up. This is going to be on your left side of your screen. You're going to hit create group. And then this is going to pop up and you're going to put your group name. Again, I can show you how to do this when we get out of here. But like this one, I said Jesse's March Madness Pampered Chef Party. So I set this up back in March when I did this PowerPoint. But you know, I kind of change it up depending on the month, especially because for me, sometimes I have repeat names of people. Like right now I have a whole lot of Danas. So sometimes I'll have Dana and her last name, you know, whatever it is. This month I'm having Cooking Up Fun Pampered Chef Party or something like that. Next month I might be Summer Fun. So I always have like fun in there, just something to catch their eye, not just, you know, Pampered Chef Party, because just try to make it a little bit unique. For privacy, you always want to hit private. And then you can invite your host right now. When I do this, I set it up on Tuesday before the party starts. So all my parties start on Friday and I set it up the Tuesday before. And the reason for that is it gives the host some time, you know, to get in there and get her people invited. But I invite her right away. There's a couple other things we're going to do. It takes about 5 minutes. So for me, I just invite them right now and then I still do the other stuff and it's no problem. Some people like to have everything created first and then they go back and invite the host. Again, it's however you would like to do it. Because I'm doing everything all at one time, I just go ahead and invite my host right now. And then you'll hit create. So you'll scroll down and click create. The next thing that you want to do is add a cover photo. This is what Pampered Chef puts out there for us. It's a great picture, but doesn't really tell us anything about Pampered Chef. So we like to put something else in there a little bit unique. You can find these under the media, and I'll talk about that in a little bit on how to find some things, but in our group, so in my comeback crew group and also in the dream team page in media, you can look up cover photos. You can go through and look through all those pictures. I actually have an album that says cover photos. So that's where you're going to go ahead and find that information. Go ahead and you'll have to, of course, save the pictures to your computer or your phone or wherever you're going to do it in order to upload it. But you're going to hit edit, put the picture in there, save the changes. Then this is going to come up. You'll have a choice to edit it. And then this is where I put in that link that we had from our Pampered Chef website. You don't actually link it, you type it out and do it. So when you're putting it, if you can't remember it, then my best suggestion is write it down on a piece of paper. Or of course you could have, you know, both things up on your screen and you can go back and forth to it. But I'm the kind of person who I would rather write it down so I can look at the same time just to make sure that I have it correct. And then you'll go ahead and save it. Next steps is adding a description. So literally this will be on the same front page that you have. You'll scroll over to the right side, add description. Here's an idea that you can use, but most likely if you had a launch party or in your consultant that had you join created it for you, then you can actually just copy the description that's in there. And only thing that you'd have to obviously change is the name of the person's party, and then also change their link so that that's correct. But definitely don't feel like you need to recreate the wheel. This is something super simple that you can say, or you can make it a little bit longer, totally up to you. If you go to the Dream Team page, there's also, you can search description. And it'll give you an idea. So the final steps, now that you have all of that done, is we're going to add Post My Party and we're going to link our Facebook group. So again, why you want to start with creating your Facebook page first, just so that you have that all set and ready to go. Over on the left side of the screen, you'll be able to scroll down and find group settings. And this is what's going to come up. You're going to use both of these, but for this purpose to add post my party, we're going to use this little pencil looking thing right here. We're going to click that. It's going to take us to this. We're going to type in post my party. There's no spaces, and that's going to come up. You'll click on this and hit add. And that's it. So super simple. Now post my party is connected to that group on Facebook. The next thing that you're going to go ahead and do, it brings you back to this page where it says no linked pages. You're going to go ahead and click this. As long as your group is set up, or I'm sorry, your page is set up. As long as your page is set up, then you'll see your page. You'll hit link. Don't click create new linked page. That's going to create the group, I think, as a page, and it can get a little funky. So you already managed this one. This is the one that you want to link up. Okay. And and again, easy, super easy. And now the entire party is completely set up. My suggestion at that point in time is to wait. If you set this up on Tuesday, wait until at least Thursday to make sure that your host has invited some people. We'll talk about some host coaching and things like that, but you definitely want to make sure that they have invited people to the group before you go on to this final step. But the final step will be to add post my party, and I'm kind of going to show you how to do it for one party or for multiple shows. So if you just have one party, pretty simple. Again, when you sign in to post my party, over on the left hand side, you're going to have all these different options. You'll click parties and you'll hit schedule new. Then this is going to pop up. You'll hit business page group. This is going to pop up. You should only have one group, but there are these little up and down arrows to pick from your page. I'm sorry, I keep saying group, but pick your page, and then your groups that you set up, that you link to your page, they're all going to show up there. So you choose the correct group that you're wanting to post in. Go ahead and hit next, choose your start date. You'll click this little thing here, choose the start date. Time zones, honestly, I have people in all different time zones. So I do try to keep track of that because obviously if they are in, Pacific time zone, you don't want to post Eastern time zone because it would be kind of messed up. So definitely pick the correct time zone wherever your host is and then hit next. For the final things here, you're going to go ahead and pick a template. You'll only have one template to choose from at this point. So you'll click your template next. And then, like I said, here's where we have that host bracket. So in order to have them show up correctly, you're going to go ahead and put the host name in there, and you can just put their first name. I think their first name kind of goes well with, what we have going on. And then you're going to put the link to the party again, and then you're going to go ahead and hit next. From there, it's completely set up. Okay. Again, if you have one party that week, you don't have to do anything else. If you have two parties, then from here, all you're going to do is schedule a new party. You're going to go through everything that we just went through. And then you're going to come to this part here where now you have two parties and they're both set up at the same time. Okay. We need to change it up a little bit. Again, we're going back to that. We don't want to be in Facebook jail. So you're going to go ahead and click here where it says click here to edit the party, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom. You'll see where these say duplicated. You'll just hit where it says no adjustment, those little arrows right there. It brings up all of these, and you're going to minus a minute, add a minute. If you have four parties, then one's going to be at no adjustment. One's going to be -1, -5, and +1, so there's your four parties for the week, and they all are going to be posted at a little bit of a different time. And that's going to keep you out of Facebook jail. Okay. And then once you do that, all you're going to do is hit update, and it updates the entire thing. And then everything is scheduled. So pretty easy. I think, of course, I've done it for a while. One of the things I always train people with is, every time you have a party, it is super beneficial to link it or group as many parties together as you can. So if you have 4 for next month, put them all on the same Friday. Why? Because you're already right there. Everything only takes a couple minutes to set up, and you're not going to set one up one week and then the next, it'll kind of feel like everything's dragging, I think, if you only do one every week. But instead, if you put them all together, then, and there's other things that they say, you know, one party will be amazing, one's going to be okay, the other one might be a little lower, and one won't qualify. So we do a lot of things in numbers. 4 is our favorite number for how many shows we'd like everybody to host in a week. But again, like I said, for me, a lot of it is also you're already kind of working. So when it comes to commenting in shows and stuff like that, the more parties that you have, it's just super easy to do them all at one time and comment in them. So here's a few things. I send all of my hosts the thank you pictures. Again, these can be found in the media on our group pages. And I like to have my hosts thank the guest. And I usually comment on their post once they thank them, then I thank them as well. But that's one task that I do have my host do. Totally up to you if you want to do that or not. And then here's just some interactive posts that we had. So this one, you know, I love playing or Glazer when they're always fresh. It doesn't matter kind of what you say back to them. I think a lot of people get stuck on, what do I say? I don't know what to say back. We're just having a two-way conversation. So anything you would say to a person like, oh, I love the popcorn bowls. Oh yeah, we use them all the time. You know, so that's literally all you have to say back. It's going to boost the algorithms. It's going to let those people know that you're active in the party, and they're going to start to build some rapport with you. I have a picture of my dog, and people post about their dogs, and I promise you, if they see you saying like, oh my gosh, your dog is so cute, then they're going to like you even more. But no, seriously, if they post their dog, you better make sure you tell them their dog is cute. Or cat, of course, because some people are cat people. I always have on there like post your animal. So another thing, searching in the page, so like I was talking about for host coaching. So in both pages, you can do this. In the Comeback Crew, I have my host coaching, and also a couple other ones. My host coaching is also in the Dream Team page, and I have it set up so it literally says on Tuesday, send this. Like you're literally gonna copy and paste it. A lot of people use other systems, but for now, because we're already teaching you so many different systems, a Word document, copy and paste using just Messenger is a great place to start. Eventually you can learn, we have Boards, which is a system that we use, and Project Broadcast is another system that we use. And once you kind of get going and you get busy with it, then I would say, let's move on to learning those. But for now, use the Word document, and copy and paste is the best thing to do. Okay. And then the other thing that I have is how to pick winners. So this is how do you pick a winner in every show. This is going to get you all the bookings that you could ever want for. And in this document is literally step by step on how to do it. So I highly suggest, this has been a game changer for me. I used to struggle with booking shows when I moved to virtual, just because it is harder to build that rapport and talk to those people. You don't always have that personal conversation or that personal touch. So once we started doing this, another thing you might be able to search is Everyone Wins. Those are going to be the same exact thing. But I just have mine written out like this, but it's a game changer. So last January of 2021, I had like a push month, and I tried really hard to get my business going again. And I actually booked 14 shows or something like that. And then this is kind of when Anne, who came up with this method, and she talked in our business page last week, she kind of came up with this Everyone Wins, and I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a try. I quickly doubled the following month the amount of parties that I have, and now I do anywhere from 80 or more shows in a month. Usually I do about 20 parties a week, and honestly, that is because of this system. So if you're like, holy smokes, no one, you know, I'm not going to ever have that many. Like, it's crazy. It just kind of builds over time. And so once you start using this, and don't think like, if I do this, I'm going to have 20 parties. No, absolutely not. A lot of people do 6 parties a month or 6 parties a week. And that is really great. Or even just sticking with the 4 parties a week, if whatever you want. Once you have that day booked, you just move on to the next day. So that's my favorite thing to kind of teach about as well is, and I could train for a really long time, but we have a party a meeting that's going to start here in a few minutes that I also have to get going on. But one of the things, and of course my calendar, this one looks a little crazy. Maybe I'll look at this one here. I do everything on paper. I have myself a book like this. And there, oh yeah, my stuff's crazy, but anyways, I write it all out. So I'll just maybe put 1 through 8. Say you want to have 8 parties. If I'm booking this first week, I'm going to go, right here. I'm going to start until I have all of those 8 booked. And of course, if somebody says, no, I can't do the first, then I might move them to the next week. Okay. If the first doesn't work, does the 7th work for you? Okay, great. I put them down on the 7th, but I still focus every single time I'm asking people for a booking. I'm going to ask them for my very close booking or day that I have. So would the first work for you? And then if they say no, is when I move on. Most of the time, whatever date you give a person, they're going to say, oh yeah, that works for me. Unless it's something crazy is happening in their life. Everything's on Facebook. They're always on there. So it doesn't matter for the most part what the day is, but it matters to you. So definitely own your calendar. Okay. Again, you can search in the team page for lots of other things. I have the daily workflows. The media is where you find all of the images. Obviously, this PowerPoint is there for you to check out. I have everyone send me screenshots. So if you ask somebody to have a party and you don't know how to answer back, then I help you with overcoming objections. And I think, obviously any of the directors would help you as well. So whoever your director is, go ahead and send them a screenshot for the booking messages, or if you've asked somebody to join your team, and ask us any kind of questions that you have. Okay. I'm sure that was like, I talk really fast, right? But it's a lot to get through in just an hour. And I have 3 minutes to start our next meeting. So I don't want to cut you guys short. But if anybody has any questions right now, put them in the chat or shout it out to me so I can try to help you. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad that no one has any quite yet. The last thing that I want to do is exit out of here. And again, that PowerPoint, if you're like, you need to see all of that, that is in our team pages. So please go there. I was going to show you. So obviously when you sign in to Pampered Chef's website, or the home is going to look like this. So here's that dash that I was talking about. And when I'm talking about the left side of the screen, this is everything over here. So here's when you click parties and orders, it takes you here. Create a party, looks like this. You literally click it, hit virtual. Again, if you're not using any of these, and right now for the sake of you're just getting started, don't even worry about any of that. Okay, just go right down to here, click your date of the party, go ahead and put in your host's name. And usually he pops up. There we go. Anyways, put in all of their information. And then this is where I was saying, here's your party page link. So you can literally just keep it exactly however it says, create the party. And that is how to create a show. So it takes like 2 seconds. Now that you're in this page, you can get your link from right here. Or like I said, when you're back out here, you can do, you can click any of these, but has these little circles over here that I was talking about. You're going to click that, copy the party page link, copy link. Okay, so that's how you get your party page link. When you're in Post My Party, here's what it looks like when you first sign in. You're not going to worry about creating a template because that template you already imported. So that's where I was saying over here, you hit template. Here's your list of templates. You're only going to have one. So you're going to click just the one that you have, hit edit. And again, we're just looking at that content rating right here. When you click that, it tells you what each one of them means. The green check just means that it's good. So you're going to edit. And then you're just going to put in whatever you want to say, hit update. And then because you're just getting started, all you have to do is hit next. and then update, and then next, and you just keep going through it. Then again, that is the most time consuming thing. Okay, so it's probably going to take you a while. If you don't have a couple hours to sit down to do it, then just please just go back to it later. It's going to save right where you left off. Okay. Again, parties, you're going to hit schedule new, business group, click your business group, and all of that. So hopefully that's your crash course. I did record this, so I'm going to go ahead and share this as well. I do have to hop off. Hopefully you guys are okay. If you have any questions, feel free to private message me. Okay. And we're going to go ahead on to our next meeting. All right. Thank you guys.